Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to this very special program of the British Bangladeshi Who's Who 2015. Like I said at the very beginning of the show, it's that time of the year again to celebrate the best of the British Bangladeshi in UK. Now I am joined by two more esteemed guests. On my far right is Barrister Shahadat Karim, the founder and editor of the British Bangladeshi Who's. Assalamu alaikum, Shahadat.
Walaikum assalam. How are you?
Very good, Shahadat. You okay?
Very well.
You're always smiling, you know. That's one thing I love about you. Always smiling. Even if the weather's raining, Shahadat is smiling. That's fantastic. On my immediate left, a very well-known personality, a TV presenter, a barrister, my co-host in the British Bangladeshi Who's Who, none other than Mr. Anwar Babul Mia. Assalamu alaikum.
I'm Sam.
I think I'm going to shake your hand, Anwar. Okay. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, you?
I'm good. I'm very good, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for the invite.
Anwar, you look tired today. I've said that to you before. You're so, energetic, and today you look a bit.
Maybe come from court.
Yeah. Have you lost a case? Sorry. I should have said that live. Okay, let's start with Shahadat. Shahadat, I know we ask you the same question every year, but we need to.
Yes.
Why the British Bangladeshi Who's Who?
It's a very good question, actually, and of course some of our viewers already know because I've given this answer in the past. But for the new viewers, for those who don't know, this publication came about 8 years ago now, 2008. My father and I both felt that the Bangladeshi community had achieved a lot, and it was progressing extensively. But one thing which was lacking was something which gave a platform to that achievement. So we felt that the time was good for a publication of this nature, so that we can showcase the best of the Bangladeshi community, without looking at wealth and things like that. This was a publication which would take into account individuals from all walks of life, from sports to arts to various professions. Also, there was a secondary reason. Of course, we're an immigrant or a migrant community, and sometimes the right-wing media or some of the sort of politicians, they raise issues about whether migrants or immigrants are contributing to walks of life in the UK and what added value they're providing. So we felt that as a community which has been settled in this country for just over a century, we could showcase exactly what we've been doing as British Bangladeshis. And that's how this publication came about, really.
Wow, thank you very much. Now, Anwar, just to follow on from what Shahadat has said, you've been involved in this from the very beginning. I just wanted to know your experience throughout the years. How have you seen this develop? And as a publication now, it's one of the most eagerly waited events of the year now in the British Bangladeshi calendar, especially. And how do you feel being part of this from the very beginning?
Oh, it's absolutely great. It's very exciting, as you say, from the very embryonic stages when this publication began. It's managed to survive for such a long period of time, a successive number of years. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, that's a very good thing. And in terms of the way that it's developed, how it's been able to document and reference the accomplishments of the British Bangladeshi community, not just the known faces, the usual suspects, so to speak, but also the unsung heroes as well. That particular reference point is so important because if we look back, that our forefathers have not been documented. So we cannot look at the previous generations and say that our uncles and our fathers, they did this and they did that. It's sad because they did so much.
They did.
And we hope to be able to demonstrate that our present members of our community who work so hard need to be acknowledged so that our future generations can look back and say, look, Halal Bhai did this and Zakir Bhai did this, and weren't they great? Look at the contribution that they made to, and everyone, of course.
And come on, can't be so right.
Everyone, of course. But I'm just by want of an example. By want of an example. But the point I'm making, of course, is that it's such an important publication, necessary within our community, and I wish that the entire community gets behind it, because without the support of the community and, of course, the will of God, as we say, that's so important that it needs to flourish and continue.
Absolutely. And I think we before we came here, we actually had a press conference, and we did echo the importance of our local community supporting this project, this publication, and the gala dinner, and also all the local businesses. It's paramount. Without their support, it's not possible. Now, Halal Bhai, I'm going to come back to you again one more time.
Before you telling me something, I would like to say something.
You asked me something.
আমার মনে একটা জিনিস আমরা মিস করি মেবি আমার আইডিয়া আমি সাথে বাইরে বা কারণ বাইরে মনে করি আর আমরা যারা লিস্টেড করি তারার তো আমরা জাস্ট তারার প্রোফাইলটা থাকে তারা অ্যাড্রেসও আমরা দেই না বা আমরা দেই না আমরা নিজেও দেই না টেলিফোনও দেই না there is a possibility যে ইমেল অ্যাড্রেস দিলে আমরা নেটওয়ার্কিং যেন একজনে আরেকজনের লগে আমরা তারে আমরা যেন থ্যাংক ইউ দিতাম কেউ বা তার লগে একটা করসপন্ডেন্ট করতাম এটার তো সুযোগ হয় না যদি আমরা সবে ইমেল অ্যাড্রেস দিতাম তাহলে মনে হয় একজনে আরেকজনের ইচ আদার আমরা কমিউনিকেশন বাড়াইতাম পারলাম মনে দিস ইজ মাই
It's a good idea, and it's definitely something that we've thought about.
But we need
to improve the
each other.
But I think the reality is that there's a couple of things. Firstly, some people will not want their email address published. Okay, so then that creates inconsistency.
Right.
Some have it, some don't. It looks a bit funny. Okay. Secondly, it's quite easy from looking at our publication. If you read anyone's profile, I think you'll have enough information there to be able to contact them. You'll have a business name, or you'll have a something like that, so you know where they're practicing from or where they're working from or which organization they're involved with. So it's pretty easy to get in touch with those people, and in fact I know many institutions who use this publication without any contact details to contact these individuals for various events. So I don't think it's impossible to contact them with the information given.
Okay.
But email, sometimes people don't want to give the emails because people start pestering them and so forth.
Okay, so from one barrister to another, what would you say to Halal Bhai's suggestion?
I think the point he makes is important. Halal Bhai raises a very important topic because at the end of the day, it is networking as well as not just for those who are already in the publication, but everyone who has access to it, because this is online. So, for example, if I'm looking for a travel agent and I see Halal Bhai there and I've seen his name, whilst with further inquiry we can establish sooner or later the contact details. The point that Halal Bhai makes ultimately is a good one, because it's about networking and being able to identify that I want to get in touch with these people.
Maybe what Halal Bhai is saying is, can we not make the process easier?
Sure, it's something to look into.
Communicate.
I'm sure the editors will look into it.
আমি একটা বুঝাইতাম সেই যেমন Hillside Travels everybody knows, but Zakir Khan Canary everybody knows. Anwar Babul Bhai is a barrister, but few people they have a good profile, but they have no any business or no
community activities.
Community activities. It is, we know this young lady or young man, they have a good profile, but if you want to like to say thank you or something,
how do you get in touch?
How can we touch?
Saida, what's your take on this?
Right.
Would you
well, my face has gone in there. My profile has gone in there.
No, but
I wouldn't. I don't
would you like your contact details to be in the publication?
That's just I was just about to say. I think some of the ladies might take a backseat about that. So, but yeah, I mean, if I'm talking on behalf of the girls, the women that have been included in the book, may not particularly probably.
May not want to have their contact details in it. Yeah, like Shador said, it's about if we are going to have contact, then we should have everyone's contact.
There is one other thing as well.
Can they call the office and say?
Well, there is one other thing, and this is what differentiates us perhaps from other similar types of publications. We have a gala dinner, and we dedicate an hour of it to networking. Okay, so everyone.
Excellent. I missed that actually. Good point.
Everyone comes along with their business cards.
Yes.
And if you want to know someone, you want to say thank you. You ask them, "Can I have your business card?" That's it. Otherwise, we'd print this.
You know what, Shadad? That's what you're a barrister. I'm not. Let me take your call. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
My idea.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam.
Ji, who's this?
আমি ম্যানচেস্টার থেকে কথা বলছি।
জি ভাই বলেন।
আমি ইংলিশে বলবো না বাংলায় কথা বলবো না সিলেটিতে কথা বলবো?
It's up to you. Whichever you feel comfortable.
Okay, আমি বাঙালিতে কথা বলি।
জি।
আমি আশ্চর্য যে আপনাদের ওই শোটা দেখতে হু ইজ হু। এই চ্যানেলটা তো শুরু হচ্ছে বেশ অনেকদিন থেকে বা আজকে এটা প্রেজেন্টেশন হচ্ছে। ম্যানচেস্টার থেকে আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি না যে আপনারা রেকর্ডেডলি কোনো কাউকে এমনভাবে ধরেন নাই। আমার ছোট ভাই হিসাবে দেখি আমি ইকবাল ভাইকে। ইকবাল ভাই নিশ্চয় আছে এখানের মধ্যে, কিন্তু নাম কথা তার উল্লেখ করা হয় নাই। তাছাড়াও whole British Olympic Association, representing by one Bengali, and he is the ex-barrister, and he is also representing now. He just joined to the British Olympic Association, and he is also dealing. Beg your pardon? Yes, so the deputy head is in the British Olympic Association.
নামটা কি জান?
আমি যখন বললে তো আমি লজ্জা পাবো আমার ছেলে.
Really?
Yes,
okay.
My son. He is his name is Mahdi Hassan Chowdhury. He is in London based.
Okay.
He is in London based. Maybe আপনারা দেখেছেন শুনেছেন তার সম্বন্ধে অনেক কথা. এখন কোথায়? Oh, he was in Brazil now. Sorry, unfortunately, he's in Brazil now.
Okay.
He's in Brazil now. He traveled whole parts of the world for the British Olympic Association. He's representing that.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your very valuable contribution. And I think I would like to answer your first query, which is why there is no recognition or acknowledgement for people from Manchester. I think there are many people in the publication from Manchester. And Iqbal Ahmed, as you said, is a very well-known personality anyway. Everyone knows Iqbal Bhai is.
Last year, Iqbal Bhai was the show.
You know, he was at the show, and he was also an award recipient many years ago. So I think we've covered that. But coming to your son, what I would say to you is that this is the first time I've heard of him and his achievement. I'm very, very impressed, with his achievement. But what we would request is, like you're telling us today, if we are not aware of him, we wouldn't know how to approach him. Now that you've told us, we'd make efforts to make sure that he's included in this book next year, or even that he's attending our event next year. We're going to make this a priority because this is what we're looking for. Achievers, success. And am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely right. Yes, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, of course, Mahdi makes us all proud because we need more people like Mahdi. There are more people like Mahdi in every street, in every corner, up and down the United Kingdom. We have people who have accomplished not only graduates, but as you say, your son has gone on to be accomplished in other areas as well, representing, as you say, the Olympic body. Now, what we need to do is, what we have done as the who's who, is publicized. This is the fourth program, I think, that we've publicized and did a preview of it. There is the nominations which were open some time ago, and we've repeatedly said in extensive media coverage that if you know anyone, if you are that person, or if you believe that any nomination of someone that you can think of would be a good idea, either get in touch with us or indeed send the nominations in. And when those nominations come through, of course, they'll be considered. And your son seems like somebody who is that, and I used the phrase unsung hero earlier on.
Absolutely.
Somebody who needs to be, flagged up, because we need people to be inspired by people like your son. We need people to look at Mahdi and say, oh, I would like to be like Mahdi.
Absolutely.
And that's why that inspiration will mean that our successive generations will be able to have some people to look up to, and they themselves will hopefully better not only themselves but our wider community as well. Hopefully that...
I couldn't put it better myself, Anwar. Thank you very much. Shadat, let me come to you now. I suppose one of the purpose of this program that we're doing last 4 or 5 series is to encourage people to nominate and come forward. And I'm really glad that you have called in, actually, because if you can call back the control room, leave your contact, I'll make sure Shadat calls you and takes your son's details and make sure that he's in there next year. Shadat?
I mean, this is precisely, as you've said, this is precisely why we have these programs. It's to promote the publication in the sense that we invite people to put themselves forward. It's impossible for us to go around the length and breadth of the country and unearth these gems.
Yeah.
And people like Mahdi are gems.
Yeah.
And we really need the people who know people like Mahdi to come forward and nominate them. And this is precisely the reason why we broadcast these kind of programs.
Absolutely. Tarfore আপনারা আমরার website যাইতে পারবা, who's who website if you want to nominate someone, if you want to contact someone, it's all in the website. Saida?
না জাস্ট অ্যাডিং অন টু দ্যাট আসলে তো এটা কোনো ক্লোজ ডোরের ভিতরে না, এটা তো সব ওপেন। সো যেটা খরা যে তাই মনে করে আমরা ব্লেম না দিই, যে তাই ফিল করা যে আমরা খইলিতা আমার কেউ নাই কইরা বাকি যদি খেইলা চিন্তা করেন যে আমরা দিলা না কথা নাই দিবা আউকা। সো বেসিক্যালি এটা এভরিথিং ইজ ওপেন, এভরিথিং ইজ অন দ্য ওয়েবসাইট। তুকাইলো ফাইবা নমিনেশনও লাগিও দেখা হয়। সো আই থিঙ্ক ইটস অল ওপেন টু এভরিওয়ান রিয়েলি। এন্ড দেন I
suppose just to clarify a bit more, then when it comes to having your name inserted in the publication, there's two ways. One is some people nominate themselves and tell us what they've achieved, and the other one is someone else nominates them on their behalf. So this is, unless you tell us, and we want to know who you are, we want to know your achievements. So thank you very much for your call. Hello, after you chat করতানি
আমি মনে করি যারাও আমরা মনে করি যে আমরা ইয়াং জেনারেশন গ্র্যাজুয়েট হোক বা তান সাম লেভেলে তাইন হয়তো কমিউনিটিরে কোনটা দিতে পারছেন তারা অফকোর্স তারা হুইজ টিমর লগে কন্ট্যাক্ট করুক কন্ট্যাক্ট করলে তারা দেখা যাইব যে কিলা তারারে প্রমোট করা যায় এবং আমরা চেষ্টা করব যে খালি হুইজ হোক এখানে আমরা বিভিন্ন কমিউনিটির অ্যাক্টিভিটিজ সকলরে বিভিন্ন জায়গায় আমরা প্রমোট করি উই ক্যান ডু ইচ আদার
Thank you very much. So I just want to say once again to the callers and after, if you call back the control room, leave your number, the Who's Who team will get in touch with you, inshallah.
I can just, sorry, if I can just add one other thing. One of the key things which differentiates our publication again is it's not London heavy, in the sense that we actually make it a priority to look for people in other parts of the UK. That's why it's not called London Bangladeshis, it's called British Bangladeshis. And you will see that we have a more diverse range of people from various parts of the UK compared to, say, other things.
No, absolutely. That's why I said that I've been through this publication many times, and there are many individuals in there who are from Scotland, Wales, all over UK. And that's the whole beauty of this publication, that we are bringing people together. Now, going back to the networking, which I said Shadat, made it quite clear that we have an hour or so before the event starts, before the award starts or the gala dinner starts, where people actually have the opportunity to network. Now, hello, I'm going back to your point here. So networking is an opportunity. If you feel then you need to grab some people from this publication, it's easy. Give your business card, go and say hello to them, take their business card, and next day email them. Right or wrong, Anwar?
Precisely.
আমরা এই ডেটা আর কি হু যেদিন যে প্রোগ্রাম হয় একটা ঈদের দিনও লাখান মনে হয় বিভিন্ন জায়গা থেকে সবে মিলিয়া মাতামাতি হয় এক্সচেঞ্জ হয় ওটাও সবচেয়ে বড় অ্যাচিভমেন্ট আমি মনে করি দিস ইজ আওয়ার প্রাউড
মানে একটু খুশি লাগে
স্পেশালি তো আমরা না আর কি অনেকে সুন্দর সুন্দর শাড়ি সুন্দর সুন্দর ড্রেস পিন্দিয়া যায় আরো ভালো লাগে ইভেন্টটা
আচ্ছা বুঝছি এক্সিবিশন দেখার জন্য
Saida, I believe that we are going to lose you after this segment, so I'd like you to say a few words to our viewers about why they should support the British Bangladeshi Who's Who.
ওকে ভিউয়ার্স যারা দেখরা ব্রিটিশ বাংলাদেশি হুজু সাপোর্ট করতে অবশ্যই সকলে এখানে যেটা একটা মাত্রই বই যেটা লেখা আছে ব্রিটিশ বাংলাদেশি হুজু মানে ইনক্লুডিং দ্য হোল ব্রিটিশ বাংলাদেশিস কোনো জেলা খণ্ড খণ্ড করা নাই তারপরে হচ্ছে গিয়া যারা এটার মাঝে যারা নামাইব আসলে আমরা নতুন প্রজন্ম এই যে দেখবা দেখে অনুপ্রাণিত হইবা যারা অলরেডি বই গেছেন তারা দেখে এবং চাইবা যে আমরা এটাকে আরও বালা করি আর আমরা সবসময় জানি আমরা জেনারেশনে নয়া জেনারেশন খালি বালাও করান সবসময় মানে কোকা জিসে যে কোকা লেভেল এভরি ইয়ার দে ডুইং ভেরি ওয়েল অ্যান্ড ইটস গেট ইনক্রিজিং অ্যান্ড সো হোয়াট ইট ইজ লাইক এখন যে বই এখন হুরু লাগে আমরা বই গান ডাবল হয়ে যাব সুন বিকজ অত ভাস্ট মেজরিটি পিপুল আর ডুইং সো ওয়েল সো বুক কত বার হইবার না হইবার লাগি সাধারণত কিছু করতে হইবা বিকজ ফিটল হইয়া তোমরা বই গান যাইতে পারতাম না
Thank you Shaida, thank you very much for joining us. Alal bhai, after last message before you leave us.
Thank you very much Zakir bhai for inviting me. আমি কইমু যেন only for 8 years is not good enough. আমরা এটা 100 years যেন আমরা এটার মানে ইয়ার বাই ইয়ার এটা যেন আমরা সাধতে করিয়া যাইতা বা আমরা যারা আছি আমরা ডিউটি মনে করি এটারে সাপোর্ট করা এবং এটার আরও সুন্দর করতে হলে আমি কমিউনিটির যারা ব্যবসায়ী আছেন আমি তারা রিকোয়েস্ট করবো হাম্বল রিকোয়েস্ট থাকবো যেন উইলিংলি তারা যেন জয়েন হই নাইয়া এবং তারা যেন হুইজ হু টিমরে আরও সাপোর্ট করে থ্যাংক ইউ আমার হিল চারিটেবলসের পক্ষ থেকে সবসময় ইনশাল্লাহ সাপোর্ট থাকবো
Thank you, Helal bhai, thank you very much. Dear viewers, আমরা একটা short break হই মুগি once again I want to remind you, if you want to call in, if you want to join in the discussion, if you have a query, if you have a question, if there's something you want to complain about, we're here to listen, please. That's the whole purpose of this program. Please call in, talk to us, and we will answer your questions. So until the break, we'll see you again. Assalamu alaikum.